Happy Friday to everyone, or if you're in Asia, Australia, happy Saturday morning. We got an opportunity to work with the Chitta, the mind space, and Hrida, the heart space. And like I explained, because we have this amazing temple, and we have the yogis write this, we, the Atma, live within this temple of 9 gates. And 7 of the 9 gates are in the head. So the Atma is always projecting consciousness here, 2 eyes, 2 ears. We're always hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting. But they also, we have the heart space, Hridayakas. So the yogis, we spend time in Chitta. We also spend time in Hrida. And this is a opportunity to just explore both, developing the concentration power of the mind, and then connecting to the emotion of the heart space. So let's stretch the legs out, wiggle the legs, wiggle the ankles. And if at any time when you cross your legs, you want to get as comfortable as possible. If at any time in the journey, if one of the foot falls asleep, keep your eyelids closed. Feel free to stretch the legs out, shake it out, wiggle it, and then cross it back. No hard and fast rules. But you want to be comfortable. Bring the palms on the knees, touch the tips of the thumbs, tip of the index fingers. Close the eyes softly. And moving into quieting the mind, we must first quiet the body first. Kaya Styram, stillness of the body. Take your awareness to the right foot from the toes to the heel. The right foot is still. To the left foot is steady. To the entire right leg from the toes, passing the calf, the knee, the thigh to the right hip girdle. The entire right leg is immovable. To the entire left leg, toes to the hip, entire left leg is solid. Bring the awareness to the pelvic floor, the glutes, the lower back, the front of the pelvis. The entire pelvic floor is grounded. To the entire back, from the glutes to the shoulders, the entire back is still. Take your awareness to the right hand, fingertips to the wrist. Right hand is rigid. To the left hand is steady. To the entire right arm, fingertips passing the wrist, the forearm, the elbow, the upper arm to the right shoulder blade. The entire right arm is immovable. to the entire left arm, fingertips to the shoulder. The entire left arm is stable. Take your awareness to the neck. The neck is motionless. To the head is completely still. Take your awareness to the whole body and imagine the whole body is like a statue, immovable, stable. As the physical body moves into stillness more and more as time progresses, let's quiet the mind. Let's just become aware of the breath at the entrance of the nostrils. And we're not trying to control the breath, we're just witnessing it moving in and out. Witness the breath with awe and reverence, as if it is the first time you're experiencing the breath. The breath allows us to think, to keep the brain active. The breath allows the physical body to move around. The breath allows your mind to be in the present moment. Identify the slight temperature change of the breath. The incoming breath is slightly cooler. The outgoing breath with your body's heat is slightly warmer. Identify the 4 parts of your amazing breath. The 4 parts of our breath are connecting to the nature of universe. Everything is created as a starting point, goes up to the zenith, pauses, come back down. The planets are going through the zenith like this 4 parts. For breath is connecting us to the universe. There's an inhalation, split-second retention inside, exhalation, split-second retention outside, followed by an inhalation again. Keep witnessing the 4 parts of your breath. Let's equalize the 4 parts of the breath. Actively controlling the breath this time. Move with me. Inhale slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. Continue this ratio. If counts of 4 is too strenuous for the lungs, decrease it to counts of 3. If counts of 4 is too easy for the lungs, increase it to counts of 5. Your pace, no strain. Equalizing the 4 parts of the breath now. After the next exhalation, bring the breath back to normal breathing. Performing Khetri Mudra, or the tongue lock. Touch the back of the upper teeth with the tip of the tongue. Maybe the tongue can go further back to the upper palate, roof of the mouth. Maybe the tongue can curl a little further and go a little bit further back. And as you press on the upper palate, as the air passes the epiglottis at the throat, make a gentle hum with the breath, Ujjayi Pranayama. Breathe slowly as possible in and out, and allow your mind to stay in the present on the sound of the breath. No strain whatsoever. If at any time in the practice, if the tongue gets tired, feel free to place the tongue at the bottom of the mouth for a few seconds, and then curl the tongue back up. After the next exhalation, return the tongue to the bottom of the mouth and move into the opposite of Ujjayi Pranayam, Mona Pranayam, silent breathing. Breathe as slowly as possible in, slowly as possible out, and silently as possible, and allow your mind to dwell into the silence of the breath. Keeping the breath silently, I want you to gaze into the center of the eyebrows, the Chidakush. We're harnessing the concentration power of the mind. We're going to count backwards from 200 in threes backwards to 0. Try not to lose count. Thoughts from the past or the future you'll see try and enter the mind, but keep the mind steady on the count. Keep it steady in the present moment. You're going to mentally count back, and then you can see the number in the eyebrows as well as you gaze in the chitta. 200, 197, 194, 191, 188. So you're going to count backwards in threes today from 200. If you lose count somewhere, start all over again from 200. Try not to lose count and no rush. Take your time. Keep the mind on the counting. Let's start now mentally. 200, 197. Continue at your pace. Back to 1. I want you to stop at the number you're at and just give up the counting and just witness the mind space now. You may see colors, shapes, thought patterns may come in and out, or the mind might just remain completely quiet. Witness the mind space now. Now move your consciousness to the chest region, to the heart space, Hridayakash. Become aware of the space between the breastbone and the backbone, between the lower ribs and the clavicle. Beautiful space. And as you inhale, you see the space expands. As we exhale, the heart space contracts. Stay in the present moment with the Hridayakash, that space behind the breastbone, backbone, lower ribs to shoulders. And sensitize the consciousness. See if you can find your heartbeat. We've been sitting still for a while. The breath has slowed down. It's easier to find the heartbeat now. Try and find that beautiful boom, boom, boom in the chest region. Where that thumping is where the true spiritual being resides. The Atma, the spiritual self that's hearing my voice through the faculty of the outer ear, middle ear, inner ear, eardrum, auditory nerve connected. That Atma, that spiritual being that's hearing my voice resides in the heart space. The Atma has many beautiful qualities. And as we incarnate with our intellect, our mind, and our body in this dimension, many different emotions goes through the heart space, along with thought patterns. I want you to experience the emotion of quietness and color that heart space. Give that heart space a beautiful color of quietness. How would you color your heart? It is unique. Experience total quietness and give it a color now. We've all experienced anxiety in this incarnation. Remember a time when you were anxious, and as you experience that anxious situation, give that anxiety, that emotion, a color, your heart space, color it, anxiety. I want you to remember the first time you were able to ride a bicycle by yourself without the training wheels, that excitement that was there. Remember that moment and give that heart space a color for excitement now. In our incarnation, we've also experienced a fearful situation. Remember a time when fear pervaded the heart space, and give fear a color, color the heart space, choose your color for fear now. We've all experienced amazing courage. Remember a situation where you needed to dig deep to be courageous to overcome the odds. We've all been courageous before. You went against the tide, went against the norm, and did something amazingly. Give courage a color in your heart space now. We've all been in a situation where we had to dig deep to experience the powerful emotion of hope. Remember a time when you were hopeful, and give that heart space a color for the emotion of hope now. The yogis recognize the first emotion coming out of our spiritual self is love. This powerful magnetic emotion which draws people together. We use the name, we use the letters LOVE, but it's a powerful force, a powerful emotion. As you experience that amazing love, we've all been loved before and experienced love before. Give your heart space a color for love. As we dig deeper into our higher self, the yogis come across unconditional love. Make that color even brighter. As we are parts and parcel of God, God has unconditional love for every living entity. We also have a small part of that in us. Brighten that unconditional love that you have in the plant, in the heart space. Recognizing this color of unconditional love will get brighter and brighter every day if we start to recognize God's unconditional love for us. God has provided us with an earth to live on unconditionally. Provide us with stars, up planets, the sun, the moon. Unconditionally, we get gifts from God. Even our amazing breath is an expression of unconditional love. And the more we can see that, your color of unconditional love will just grow more and more. You'll be able to share it more and more to the planet, to other living entities. The natural nature of the spiritual self, the Atma. As the yogis tap into that unconditional love within their heart, they're always trying to share it on the planet through acts of compassion. Move your awareness back to the mind space, to the center of the eyebrows, and contemplate a compassionate act you would love to do for the planet, maybe in the near future, or maybe down the road. It's a natural instinct of the spiritual self. And when you find that compassionate act within your karmic gifts, that you can offer to the planet, mentally repeat a sankalpa 3 times for it. An example is, I help to clean the ocean. I help to protect the animals. You know your compassionate karmic gifts that you are capable to use. Plant your sankalpa in the mind 3 times now. Connecting the mind space and the heart space with your psychic vision, the same eye you use to see your dreams at night. See yourself living with that desire manifested. What would it be like if you manifest that compassionate act of your higher self of unconditional love? Let's externalize the consciousness slowly. Become aware of your breath at the entrance of the nostrils. Take a deep inhalation. Exhale slowly. Bring the left palm on the chest, right palm over the left. Find your heartbeat. That's where the spiritual being resides. Grateful for the heartbeat. Grateful for the temple, the body we're living in. Grateful for the gifts of unconditional love from God. Let's chant the Om mantra together once. Bring the palms together. Lower the head towards the higher self, the Atma. And towards Paramatma, the Lord in the heart. Keep connecting to this higher self more and more. Recognizing we are more than earth, water, fire, air, ether. You're a spiritual being, powerful spiritual emotions. And to share that to the planet more and more, especially in these days and ages that we're living in. Namaste. Lift the head and the eyelids. Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you all so much for meditating with us together. Focus the mind, concentrate the mind. I hope you all reach 1 or 0 from 200. It's a beautiful discipline to count. Oh, wow. Keep the mind in the present as you're counting back. Oh, the thoughts from yesterday want to come in, from today, lose, start again, 200. Well, keep the mind present. And then connecting to the heart space. We have so many emotions that we go through every day, but we are seldomly connecting with it because we're so much extroverted. Nice. Oh, wow. And then we can start to fine tune it when they're coming through. They're going to be fear, anxiety, so much come through the mind about it. Resonate to the higher self to overcome them. Courage, hope, love. Thank you all so much. Have a beautiful Friday, and I will see you on Monday. Monday we'll resume the classes again. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Thank you, Yogi Charu.
Thank you. Mahalo, Paula.
Thank you, Yogi Charu.
Thank you, Bashak.
Thank you.
Thank you, Orit. Thank you, Madhupan. Thank you, Tanya.
Yeah. Thank you, Yogi Charu.
Mahalo, Evan. Thank you, Helen. Thank you, Nan.
Thank you, Yogi Charu.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you.
Mahalo, Shifumi. Thank you, Susan.
Thank you, Yogi Charu.
Thank you. Mahalo, Visela. Thank you, Amani. Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Olga.
Hi. I can't
Thank you,
really
Vanessa.
hear you.
Thank you, Yogi Charu.
I
Hari
can't
Om.
really hear you.
Thank you, Lara.
Thank you, Mahalo.
Hi.
Hello. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Thank you, Yogi Charu.
Thank you.